Good morning, students. It is pajama day. As you can tell, I have my awesome hoodie pajamas on, but we're not here to talk about my giant hoodie pajamas. We are here for two reasons. One, we are going to increase your password security because it is required. And two, we're going to hand out a bingo number. So just keep an ear out for that bingo number, okay? I am not doing a normal video lesson today because I want you to just focus on doing this. And neither the 7th or 8th graders really have that stressful of work right now. So this is a good time to do it. Okay, so why are we doing this? What is, the deal about making your password secure? Well, we're doing this for two reasons. One, password security is just generally important. You should just change your passwords fairly frequently. Number two, the reason why you're also doing this is because some students have had their information attacked by other people in the area or school district or whatever. I don't know the exact story, but yes, some students have had their information logged into because their passwords were unsecure. All right, so as far as password security goes, they have this whole video that they sent out about, why it's important to change your passwords, but I don't think they really showed you in good detail why having a strong, complex password is really important. Okay, so I'm going to show you now in a little demo. All right, the goal here is to prevent one specific type of password cracking. Okay, if somebody has access to your email address, or if somebody has a keylogger installed on your computer, or if for whatever reason they can get access to your password without having to crack it, that's what they're going to do. And that's on you. There's nothing we can do to help you with that. You have to keep your email secured. You have to keep your information secured. There's nothing we can do to help you with that. But number two, there is another way to get access to your password. And this method is the most common, and it is basically guessing. All right. It is amazing. It is amazing how easy it is to guess a lot of people's passwords because it's important dates, times, numbers, whatever. If you played my game for your extra credit, you'll know that you can crack people's passwords based on what you know about them, especially if the passwords are very short. So for instance, if you knew Derek, or if you remember Derek from that extra credit game, he was extremely lazy. So he didn't change his locker combination from the default locker. All right, the default lock combination on most locks is 0000. All right, it's just 4 digits, very short. So you guys also have a default password, and it's listed here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And I happen to know that a lot of you do not change your default password from this. Now, on the left is a password checker. I'm going to check how secure that password is. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, this is not secure. You see here how it says your password would be cracked instantly? What that means is that this is one of the first things that a person or a computer guessing your password would try to do. Essentially, either a person sitting at your computer would plug in these numbers, or a computer program that's designed to input tens or hundreds of thousands of passwords every second or minute. That thing would attack your password with a ton of very common passwords. All right, it wouldn't start by going 1, then 1 2, then 1 2 3, then 1 2 3 4 5. No, it wouldn't start by doing that. It would just start guessing all of the most common passwords. So it would start with 1 2 3 ABC, or the word password, or password 1. All these very common passwords that people use, it would attack those. Then it would go to some changes of those, some iterations. So one of the most common passwords is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. These series of numbers are very unsecure because lots of people use them. As a result, your passwords are not safe. People can guess that you're using a default password. Now, let's recognize that it is a good length though. 8 digits is the minimum recommended length for a password, although they do say that you should go up to 10. Let's take a look at what happens when we add a 9 and a 0 to this. Okay, so let's go to 9 0. Well, that didn't help, right? It's still 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. That's a very common string of numbers. So instead, let's change it to a random series of numbers and see if that improves it. Okay, a little bit better. 200 milliseconds. Now, that's not very long. 200 milliseconds is about a quarter of a second, or about the time that it takes you to blink. All right, not very good. But let's add one more digit here. See how this has a Y? It's the same number of digits, but I'm gonna replace the 1 with a Y. Wow. From just replacing that 1, it goes from a quarter of a second to a day. If a computer program was sat at your computer and was plugging in all of these passwords, right? Or some server farm out, wherever, was trying to log into your password, it would not be able to figure it out in less than a day. That's pretty incredible. But we can do better. We can do better, right? Obviously, this giant string of numbers with a letter at the end is not easy to remember. And even a day still isn't super secure. We can do a lot better than that. All right, so now we're gonna move on to words. Words are easier for us to remember, and they are surprisingly secure. So the word Play-Doh, all right, which is a little shorter, it's actually only 9 digits, all lowercase, takes about 2 minutes to crack. That's a lot more secure than this 10-digit combination of all numbers. So words are a little bit more secure inherently, unless that word is related to you. Don't pick a word like the name of your dog, okay? Or, your best friend's name. That's not secure. Pick a random word, and then we're gonna change it a bit. All right, so notice how this word, right, is capitalized. Just by capitalizing the word, it goes from 2 minutes to 19 hours. That's pretty good. Now, it's not quite as good as this bigger string, but we can get it better. Let's replace a letter with a numerical equivalent. So rather than an O, we're gonna go with a 0 and see how long that takes. 3 days, nice, now we're getting up there. 3 days for a brute force attack to get into your password. We're gonna do one more test. We're gonna go capital letter, replace the O with a 0, and then the last digit here with an exclamation point. And let's see how long that takes. From 3 days to 3 weeks. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Now, you could get your password even more safe by doing much more unique changes. So we could add like an @ symbol and a BBY or something. So this is like, so like we add like Abby, Play-Doh Abby or something. And now let's see how long that takes, because not only is this much longer, but it's actually kind of easy to remember. Okay, now we're officially secure. Okay, so what does it mean when it says 2 million years? What that means is that if there were a computer out there somewhere trying to hack your password with a brute force attack, just hitting it with every single guess that it could as fast as it could, it would statistically take 2 million years for it to guess that combination, this Play-Doh Abby mixture. Okay, which means your password's secure. That obviously is never going to happen, and it cannot be cracked. But that does not mean that your password cannot be found out. If you remember in the beginning of the video, I said that the most common way for people to find out your password is by knowing you or by having access to your email or some other system. They steal it, they don't crack it, okay? So one part of your password needs to be secured because you don't want people or computers to be able to guess it. But the other part is on you. You have to be aware of your passwords. You have to be aware of how to keep them secure, which is why it's important to be able to remember them. It's actually more secure for you to have a password like Play-Doh Abby that you can remember off the top of your head than it is to have some crazy string of numbers and letters and stuff, because guess what? You're not gonna remember it and you're gonna need to write it down. And if you can write it down, you're gonna have to have it somewhere near your computer. And if you have a password written down near your computer, it's just like leaving a key under the doormat of your house. Anybody is gonna check there. Anybody who sits down at your computer is gonna be like, well, where are the passwords? Well, oh, here they are, right? So don't do that. Make your password something that is secure, complex, and easy to remember. Now, I did promise you a bingo number, so I will be rolling a random roll a d30. Okay, so here we go. Got a 30-sided die. This is what I use to randomly pick, and we are getting 27. 27 is your number, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and write that down for your bingo number. All right. Before I go, I will remind you that changing your password is mandatory. The school is having all students do this. If you do not change your password in the next couple of days, they're actually going to send your teachers an email saying which of your students have not changed their passwords. So you need to do this, or I'm going to get an email, and then I'm going to have to email you, and it's going to be a whole big thing. So just do it. Change your passwords, please. In the link of this video, there will be a description on how to change your password for the school in case you are not sure how to do that. All right, good luck.